Hello again, here we go. I'm gonna make another video. The messenger, black truth. The messenger with the bitter truth, the bitter black truth. And I'm gonna talk about something which I named They Got Hurry to Get Happy. Anyway, I will explain. I just want to say a few words because I do music and I have chosen to do music to express myself honestly. But I see my music doesn't seem to get understood as far as it goes, at least the message. The way I see it, because society and people around all the situation have adopted abnormal behavior in all levels, that it doesn't let them, even those with more open-minded mind, to realize. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, and I'm far from perfect. Of course, I have chosen to do music from my own point of view, and I always will do, if I decide to do music in the future, and as long as to decide to. In the beginning, my music had more personal message, meaning directly for myself. Something that, of course, nobody wants to hear about. Okay? When we listen to music, we want to hear in general ideas. Anyway, with time, I started talking from social issues, which again, no one saw my point. So in the past, people came up to me and tell me like, man, like, so if nobody sees your point, why don't you ask people what they want? So you can write things like what they want. Really? Did anyone like ask me what I want? Ever? Or to your personal life, did somebody ever like came up to you and said like, what you need, what you want? Like, maybe everybody tried to force us out there like what they want. The musicians out there, they give the audience what they want, and with their talent, of course, they become super rich, which the whole goal from the beginning was to become rich and famous or whatever. And I'm not gonna accuse them from that. Because they made money out of their talent. But in my case, I cannot do something that is not original. In the message, of course, right? And musically. I say things from my own point of view and not what people want to hear, or it's easy and comfortable to sympathize. I just will say an example, like a very simple example. I just say it, like what I'm trying to say, okay? Says a girl with her friend, and which is a gay friend, and they go to a bar. The girl is not homophobic, loves her friend, but meanwhile the girl has go there like to pick up guys. I know, like, this sounds too extreme, but I was just trying to make a general idea. Of course, if she likes if she loves her friend and she accepts who he is, like, she's gonna try what is her purpose in the bar, in honestly, without speaking shit about her friend. But if she's gonna go to a gay bar which is full of dudes and gonna start talking loudly to her friend in the table, like, oh, why you're gay? You have a penis. You have the penis out for a reason. And start to say like anti-gay shit in general, in order to get the attention of really muscular, macho guys, to get their attention, and like completely humiliates your friend. Like, isn't it fucked up? This is how, just I'm trying to say, like, I'm not trying to say like an issue of gay people or anything like that, but I'm just an example, like, whoever like can see my point now. And with that in mind, I go to the people that I'm trying to get their attention, me personally, I cannot go to the people which I'm trying to get their attention through my music and lie to no one and put no one down just to be likable to a larger crowd for whatever reason. And I'm going to mention a living example. Of what is in my music message. And some out there, like, who used this tactic, almost cost my freedom in the past. And some kids, in some cases, like, nobody will never know if they fell victims to the same propaganda that I will mention. It will never, if they fell victim, like, nobody will never know what happened to them with no one supporting them. I will say for my music, like, sometimes my music is angry, it's aggressive, but I never advise nobody to go out there and be violent, or I never tried, or I'm trying to use any propaganda in the name of someone for whatever need, or to pass an agenda, my agenda, to the point, to just pass my agenda to the point, with just to using somebody else. Anyway, to the point. I don't remember exactly the year. It was about 2000, around that year. But it was a trial for a worldwide known activist and Black Panther, and from that trial he was facing the death penalty, and the best case scenario for life. And it's an activist that it's always my heart, and it always was, and my heart will be still with him forever. I just cannot do anything about it. And that his name is Mumia Abu Jamal. But because he was in need of good defense, because his life he was on the line, big supposedly revolutionary bands did arena sold out concerts to raise money for his defense. So far so good. Whoever wants to know what Mumia was and what he was accused and what the message of the fundraisers was, and can search and find out. I'm not gonna go into that right now. Now, those who wanted to Mumia for use their Mumia for the propaganda, they look good in the majority of the crowd. Soon as the trial was over and Mumia was in prison for life, they disappeared. Like, nobody knows under what conditions now, and since then, after his trial, like he's under in the prison, if he's in contact with his family, what support. I don't think, I don't hear any support. Like, of course he has some support, some people, like, but in the major support from the major people like he had then, like, for whatever reasons and for whatever propaganda, it's now like nothing whatsoever. If they really cared, like, it will go on. I guess, of course, they don't need him anymore, right? And these bands right there, back then, like in the days of the trial, were going on out on TV, MTV, the system channels, I mean, and supporting the system channels, supporting Mumia. And they were these bands, like, commercially in their new albums. For example, like MTV and TV, and part of TV was the MTV, a corporation, like a channel that commercials the corporations of the music industry. It's no way in hell like a corporation will support someone who's against the system. Like, this situation doesn't make sense. Like, how a systematic channel will support Mumia, and this band is revelers and they will support him. Basically, they're making a propaganda to say what they want to say out of their album, supposedly revolutionary, and they're using Mumia just because he's in need for his life. That's all it was going on. And that's the big picture. But it had an effect to my life, to my personal life too, from those scams. And many kids, which I mentioned before, like, we don't know what it might happen to them if they took any personal action. And maybe they're still in a really bad situation, right? Like I said, like, It was concerts like fundraisers, where at the concert these bands educating the crowd and the kids how to educate the public about Mumia, which come to my words, basically to do the propaganda for them to be heard. Anyway, so kids, like, they weren't aware what this can mean for them, or even their freedom, or whatever it can be. I don't know, like me too, like. So personally, I heard what they said. I did what I've been told by them. I went and downloaded the flyer. I made copies with information to inform the public, because I wanted to be a revolutionary. Okay, like, it's nothing bad for Mumia, like, I'm proud for that, but the outcome of what it was, and how it affected my life, and how it could affect my life. I went to my city's train station. I was putting the flyers on the windshields and passing around to people who were coming out of the trains for my very good, for my good luck. Like, I had an angel, you know. That day wasn't even another officer around. Usually in the station is full of cops. That day wasn't an officer around, for my good luck. If I get caught and if I was getting caught that day, and they saw the flyer which I was passing around, Mumia was accused as a cop killer. Like me, like, I was passing around in a public place where there's police all around, like, I'm supporting a cop killer. What was my fate? And where these people will be for me? Where they will be there for me? What? Nobody will know nothing about me. And if it was kids, like, they did the same, they got arrested, they never be heard, because they were useless for their propaganda and for their albums to be sold. They don't even care, anyway. And for these bands, like, I want to say, like, other things, like, even to shows, like, where they had people fighting with the cops and getting arrested. Anyway, like, they were always living from the back door in political conventions. You'll see them. They will arrive with a helicopter. They play the show. They will talk what they have to say, the agenda. The cops were there, like, just watching, not interrupting everything. As soon as they take the helicopter, leave from the place, the police will attack the crowd. Basically, into my eyes, they were snitches in the name of. Snitches in the name of. Just a general example. So who society makes the fake true, the fake situations, makes it true, and kills the voices of the truth. from the foundations of this illusion world that we have that have succeeded to make the abnormal normal. This is why humanity today believes so abnormal things and acts so abnormal. And to come back to my message and what I'm trying to say, like, maybe I will never be heard in my messages, which like completely nothing by honest opinions and worries I'm expressing. And even if I don't be heard, everything will reveal while the sun will rise, and every snake to his hole again. Okay, thank you for watching.